That's not my business. One, two, and two. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. That's a little better. I know it's a chilly morning. Some of us left home thinking it was going to get warm. And then the wind at the door I was like, should I go back and get a jacket? But it's lovely to see you all bright and early. Thank you so much for making time to be here with us at the launch of the Hisa app. And for those of you who have followed the journey, and I've only had great things this morning from the team that has continued to support Eric and his co-founder through the past few years. So before I get into how I know Eric, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Terry Anchabet, a media practitioner, and I will be facilitating or emceeing our launch this morning. So I met Eric a few years ago when he just started off the Kenyan Wall Street. And from what I've had today, it's actually full circle. He started off here at the NSC in the HR department, shock on us. And then after he left, did you know what he did? He actually went to start a bar on Thika Road. And then his father convinced him, and this is the thing about sharing your secrets with the MC, and everybody else will end up knowing it. So his father convinced him, we are Christians, so can you think of something else? And he, of course, with the experience he had here at the NSC, the interest in, investing in that space, he then decided to set up the Kenyan Wall Street. But what most of us didn't know, because I was a journalist at the time, and we would almost always also counter check what the Kenyan Wall Street is writing. And what I didn't know then, that they were actually building apps, on the back end to support brokers and brokerage firms. So, and with time, I guess he'll also tell us a little bit about how they then went on to start off Hisa. So Hisa is a leading software company that owns both a fintech platform and a media content business publication that I've just mentioned. That's the Kenyan Wall Street. And basically what the mobile app does is to enable anyone from Kenya to access fractional investing for over 6,000 US stocks, as well as Kenyan stocks. The Hisa app provides educational content like news, podcasts, and user-generated discussions aimed at improving users' financial literacy. Now, to the average person, investing often seems complicated and sometimes out of reach, especially when you look at the international stock markets. And on Hisa, investing becomes seamless and touch-free, since they combine news articles, podcasts on personal finance, investing, etc., by allowing users to easily buy or sell different asset classes. So without much further ado, I'd like to invite Bidha Mwema, the Chief Business Officer here at the NSC, to give us some opening remarks. Let's give her a warm round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great day to be having the launch of Hisa App. So I'm very excited to be here. I will be making the opening. Hello, sorry, I'm also a bit anxious, but I'm catching up on the Hisa App launch. I'll take it again from the top. My name is Bitha Mwema. I am the Chief Business Officer at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. I will be making the opening remarks on behalf of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. To Mr. Bob Karina, the Chairman of FIDA Investment Bank, Ms. Rina Hicks, the Chief Operating Officer of FIDA Investment Bank, Eric Asuma, who is the co-founder and Chief Executive Officer of Hisa Inc., Eric Jackson, who is the Director, Product and Innovation Officer for Hisa Technologies, the senior management of the Nairobi Securities Exchange present, the esteemed guest, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, Mr. Nkore Gamba, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the CDSC. Welcome to the NSC Marketplace. This is an event that we actually have each and every single month to celebrate the innovations and activities happening with regards to the capital markets. Congratulations to the team behind the development of the Hisa application. The Hisa mobile app, it enables anybody from Kenya to access fractional investing, whether it's buying assets in Kenya or assets in the United States of America. We are extremely delighted for this opportunity, and this is the reason why. When you look at investments, especially from the retail investors in Kenya, on a good year, there'll probably be only 10% of the turnover that is done in the market. 10% is nothing compared to the opportunities and the states of investments that we see outside of the capital markets. I'm sure all of us are on social media. Each and every other single day, there's always a scam, quote unquote, happening, whether somebody lost money buying land or lost money buying one asset or the other. But coming into the capital markets app and the opportunity offered by the Hisa app allows you first and foremost to get legitimate access to investable opportunities that have been vetted, that have been analyzed by different sets of eyes, and that are reliable and will give you a return. Most importantly, Hisa app gives you the opportunity to actually access a fraction of an investment, which makes it affordable for you, whether you're buying an investment in Kenya or whether you're buying an investment in the US. That is the most exciting thing about the Hisa app. Now, there is the rising importance of the retail participation in the stock market. And as we're talking about democratizing wealth, not only in Africa, but also globally, then this is quite an opportune time for you and I, ladies and gentlemen, to download the Hisa app if you haven't already. I'm sure I should not be marketing this because Terry-Ann will be doing it, but shika simu yako, download Hisa app, get access to investment opportunities both in Nairobi and globally. When it comes to innovations at the NSC, our affiliation with Hisa app is nothing new. Over and above the work that we have done with FIDA and Hisa Inc., just to be able to facilitate access to opportunities, we've also done other innovative things. We have come up with a digital academy where we facilitate financial literacy for you. So if you are looking for investment opportunities, as you download that app, do engage with us because we are able to give you the statistics that you need to make an informed decision. We've also launched day trading. Did you know you can actually buy a share and sell it on the same day just on your phone? So even as you're doing your fractional app, we have so many opportunities for you to facilitate investment opportunities, not only here, but also globally. And over and above that, we have a very exciting partnership with Safaricom for your Bonga points. Just earlier today, we have seen in the local dailies, Safaricom tell us that your Bonga points expire on the 31st of December, 2022. Now, did you even know you have Bonga points? But more importantly, you can use your Bonga points to buy shares. So take your phone as you're downloading the Hisa app. Consider also looking at your Bonga points. Don't let them expire. Don't give them out. They're actually valuable to you. They're money that you can use to buy assets off the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Even as we come to the conclusion of this, we take this opportunity not only to welcome you, but to tell you that when it comes to the NSC marketplace, it's a place where we are not only bringing access to opportunities with regards to investments, but also bringing issuances. We're very excited because just 2 months ago, we were able to have the privilege of hosting His Excellency, Dr. William Ruto. At that meeting, he did commit to bring at least 6 privatizations in the next 12 months. And on that note, he also directed my chief executive officer, who I am putting on the line, to also bring another 6 entities. What we are saying is that beyond looking at fractional opportunities, at least over the next 12 months, we do hope to have 10 new issuances, opportunities for you to invest. So get your Hisa app, open an account to trade, access investable opportunities. And in conclusion, today, the NSE is trading at a PE ratio of 9 times. It's low. That's what most people say. But what we are saying is when it's low, buy, because you're buying for the long term. You can get a fantastic asset and buying opportunities cutting across the NSE at this valuation. Hold on and become like an institutional investor and make yourself some good wealth. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Hisa Inc. Congratulations, and we wish you all the best. And retail investors, get onto this app. Thank you so much.
Now, those of you coming up stage will have to help the one coming down or the one coming up. The step is a little high. Thank you so much, Mbide. Let's give her another warm round of applause. Thank you for also sharing the other opportunities that are available for all of us in the marketplace. I'd like us all to, first of all, follow Hisa app on Twitter. How many of you have phones? So please go to Twitter, Hisa app. And once you do that, you can then go to, but we'll do that in a moment when we get Eric and his team to give us a demo. But for now, I'd like to ask you to go follow the Hisa app. In the Hisa handle on Twitter, that's at Hisa app. That's HISA. And it was interesting to read a little bit about what informed the Hisa brand from a naming, color, and icon perspective. So Hisa is a Swahili word meaning share or a portion of something. And I guess when it comes to the fractional, buying of fractional shares, that also means quite a bit here. Nserewa is the icon, and it is a cowrie shell in Ghana. And it symbolizes wealth, abundance, and influence. And of course, purple, which in African traditions, the color purple symbolizes royalty and prosperity. All right, I'd like now to call up Eric Jackson. Eric is a CTO at Hisa, and they will give us a live demo. Let's give him a warm round of applause. And I'd like us to pay special attention to this, because then we will get to truly understand how it works.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for making the time to be here today. And thanks to everyone who's joining in from the streams online. My name is Eric Jackson. I'm a co-founder and I lead the product team at Hisa. And we are very, very excited today to be here. It's quite a milestone. And I know, my colleagues will speak more on this as well, but really great to have all of you here participating in this today. I think, Mr. Odundo, I hope this is the first of us coming back to the floor to, do more stuff. So for today's demo, as Terian mentioned, if you could please install the app, that would be great, because then we can all take part in the live trading or in the demo session as well. I don't know if I'm able to project on the screen. No? Okay. I think we could just all go through. Yeah, so on your phones, if you have, you could go to Kenyan stocks. So you'll be able to see different categories of stocks. So we've tried to group the stocks to make it easier according to what people would look for. So we have all stocks, we have penny stocks. Ideally, those are stocks trading below 1 shilling. We have dividend stocks, we have value stocks, we have growth stocks as well. You can see the daily movers, gainers, and the losers. I think the market just opened, so we can see some shares on Limuru Tea, EABL as well, Jubilee, Sassini, and KCB among the movers. On the gainers, I think we have Flame Tree Group, Cooperative Bank, Eveready, NMG, Kenya Re. Then you can see the most traded on Hisa segment. So ideally, that just gives you an idea of some of the stocks that people are actually investing in within the platform. Then you can also see the stocks by sector. So you have your agricultural, banking, commercial services, and all the sectors listed. Then you can also see the indices and how they're performing. So I think for the demo, you can also actually add stocks to your watch list to track them, how they perform over time. And basically that will guide you on when you can be able to buy. On my watch list, I have Coop Bank, NSC, DTB, Olympia Capital, and Stanchart Bank. So let me just say, go to Olympia Capital. You can be able to then enter the amount of shares you want to buy, and it will give you the total and the transaction charges for that. Then basically you can place the order. I hope you guys, I can see all of you on your phone, so hopefully you're trying it out. Then you can be able to share the feedback with us. I think the goal is specifically for the retail investors and especially for the millennials to bring them to the market because what we've done is we've automated the process. So you can be able to create a CDS account, and CDS is here as our partners. And within a few minutes, you can actually be able to place the trade and have the shares. We are looking to add more functionalities to be able to make the process much more seamless. And as Bida mentioned earlier, be able to bring you all the cool stuff like bonga points, day trading as well. Yeah, and even maybe gifting your loved ones shares or stocks, let's say on their birthday. Yeah, so all of that is coming soon. Thank you very much. We'll be able to put out a demo for the same, yeah, on our socials as well. Thank you.
It's actually a mixture of age, so that's bones and heels. Don't go too well, as I found out today. All right, thank you so much, Eric. And because the Hisa team will still be here, I'd like us all to just interact with them when we come to the end of the event so that you're able to download the app if you haven't already, and they can guide you through it. I would like now to welcome Ms. Rina Hicks. Rina is the Operations Director at FIDA Investment Bank. Let's welcome Rina with a warm round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Give your friend a gota and say, Rina says hi. You know, now we're dealing with tech and with apps, so we need to be a bit relaxed, right? Think back to the first time you bought shares, those of you who've invested in the stock market. What process did you go through? What process? Did you talk to a friend? Did you overhear a conversation in the bar? You know, did you then go to the newspaper and check, what is this that's happening with this stock that my friends were talking about? And then you probably, you know, looked for conversations that were happening online to kind of verify that what you heard was true. Maybe you talked to a friend, a cousin, or friends who our investors themselves and then asked them what they thought about that particular stock. Now we're putting all of that into the Hisa app. Not only are you able to execute the transactions, but also listen to those conversations without having to enter bars, without having to call friends. You have a community, and it's bringing together really conversations within a community, news, financial literacy, as well as information and historical information as well on one app. And so this is what Kenya Wall Street has done. And so I want to begin by saying, well done. Well done to Eric, and Eunice. Let's give them a hand. Now, when Eric came to us with this thought that they had, it was 2019, and we thought this is such a great idea to be able to combine financial literacy, to combine community and social aspects, as well as information and execution ability. And so it was a no-brainer for us. And so, you know, as you've seen, as Eric was demonstrating to us, in less than a minute, most of you have been able to create your account online. And then within a very short period of time, you're able to submit your, we call it KYC, know your client information, your ID, a picture, and you'll be able to trade. And so after this simple verification process, you're able to buy stocks, and it says borderless investments. If you want to buy ETFs in the US, you can do that. You want to buy stocks in Nairobi, you can do that. And it's something that we will continue to work on because we want to also introduce fractional share purchasing in Kenya as well. Now, this is in line with the presidential directive, as has been mentioned, I think, by Mbithe, you know, for us to broaden the capital markets. And really, that's what we're doing. What we're doing is democratizing investing. What that really means is that we're making it very easy and simple for anybody, wherever it is that you are, whatever amount you have, you know, whatever it is that you do, that you're able to then be able to participate in investing, and irrespective of your level of wealth. And you can invest not just in the US, but also in Kenya. And that's what really we're launching today, the app. But we've had the app running now for almost, is it 8-9 months now? And now we're introducing Kenyan stocks as well. So I want to state that while the process of coming to where we are today has been difficult, it's been tough. I mean, trying to align with all processes, regulations, internal and internal controls as well, global regulations, as we've signed with our partner in the US called Drive Wealth to enable US investments. I mean, we've received a lot of support, and I want to say a special thank you to our regulators, the Capital Markets Authority, who are here with us this morning, and we'll be hearing from them shortly. I want to say a big thank you to the CDSC. Actually, the CDSC has done something exceptional. They've come up with an API that enables us to plug into their system and seamlessly be able to do what we had to do physically. For example, today, if I have shares in 2 or 3 different brokers, without having to leave my office, I can consolidate my stocks through this API in one broker. I mean, it's brilliant. You can open an account without filling out any forms, and we're so grateful for that. We also want to say a big thank you to the NSC. Actually, without the Nairobi Securities Exchange, we would not be here. So thank you, Jeff, and to your amazing team for the collaboration that we've had over the last, you know, almost a year and a half now. And so, yeah, we are really grateful. FIDA Investment Bank is not just about this particular app. We have really been working behind the scenes, and we'll be launching a couple more products specifically targeted to the retail market. In a few months, we'll be making a few more announcements. But for now, we just want to say a big congratulations to Hisa and the team at Hisa Technologies. Thank you very much, and good morning.
Thank you, Rina. Let's give her another warm round of applause for sharing that partnership journey and how we have arrived here today. I'd like now to welcome Eric Asuma. Eric is the CEO and founder as well at Hisa. Eric, karibu sana.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to have all of you today. I mean, this has been part of something that we've always wanted to do. I mean, with the support of the NSC team. So my foundation actually began here at the exchange. I was an intern a few years back in 2014. And at the time, I actually tried, if you remember correctly, in 2014, the exchange was doing something called demutualization. So I'd been paid my around 20,000 shillings as part of the stipend. And I wanted to buy the shares of the exchange because I thought it's a good company to have. However, I think probably I was a small farmer, so the broker wasn't very keen to take my investment. So I was unable to buy the shares. And I mean, that's what sparked now us to build what we are doing at the moment. And even the paperwork, I mean, the whole paperwork around filling in forms, calling your broker. By the time I'd fill in the paperwork, that particular period of, submitting had already lapsed. So, this sparked a lot of things, thinking of, if I face this challenge and I worked at the exchange, what of these other people? Though changes have been made over time, it's now much easier to, invest. And we want to be part of the conversation around how do we make it easier for anyone to invest in the stock market, build and save wealth. Yeah, but maybe what I forgot to say is just to acknowledge part of the team, Bob and the team who's been very supportive, the CMA team, the CDSC, and part of the supporters of Hisa. We really appreciate for making it. And just the support up to this point where we are. Maybe from a regulatory standpoint, we've been very lucky because when we started out from the idea stage, we reached to the CMA thinking that, look, we'll go through the sandbox. But the guidance they gave us, look, this is the route that you're supposed to follow. Just sort of, even giving us recommendation letters to onboard partners, was very, very commendable. And I met actually Bob here at the exchange. I don't know if Rina, you remember. I think it was a launch of an event, and that's how we connected and did a couple of other things even before Hisa, and we really appreciate for that particular support. And maybe the other person that I would really like to appreciate is Eric, my co-founder. Extremely technical. He's been able to make all this happen. I think I'm a business guy, so I think I have ideas, but when it comes to implementation, I need to get people who are, capable like Eric to just make some of these things happen. Thanks, my brother. And maybe on the future in terms of what we are looking at, we see a couple of opportunities from making it easier for people to buy high-valued stocks, say BAT, for example. How do we slice that into small elements so someone with, say, 100 shillings can actually buy? I've had conversations with friends, and there was a very basic example that we gave. When you look at, say, agricultural stocks like Limuru tea, the valuation, the value of land is extremely much valuable than the valuation. So if we could expose some of these opportunities to, say, retail investors, that could actually increase the valuation of the company. So, we want to play a role and make that happen and make it easier for retailers to access some of these companies that may seem a bit not accessible. The other bit of it that we are looking at is hopefully at some point we'll work closely with FIDA and the team to make sure we make it easier for people to buy fractions of Kenya government bonds. So still in the ideation stage, but we are looking forward to the support of NSC, given that they've been supporting us all while. The other bit of it that I thought it's important, it's a discussion that we've had. If you look at our government's agenda in the last few months, we think the kind of initiatives they're putting together to enable Kenyans to build and to save and build wealth. We like to be part of the conversation, Jeff. My co-founder and we've been saying, if we could be at the table and just share our ideas and thoughts around how we think the capital market should be shaped, we are more than happy to play a part and be part of that. That's it from me. Thanks everyone for making it. Looking forward to, chatting with everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric, and congratulations once again. Let's give him a warm round of applause. And of course, as has been mentioned earlier, the president during the last bell ringing mentioned he wants the border guy to be, to actually be able to buy and sell stocks on the phone. And now knowing that he can actually not just buy Kenyan stocks, but even own a fraction of the Apple stock, I guess it just, takes everything to a whole new level. So congratulations to Eric, and Eunice. All right, I would like to now call up on stage the chairman for FIDA Securities, Mr. Bob Karina. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you, Anne. And good morning, everyone. We are happy to be here, but let me start by recognizing Peter Onyango from CMA for coming to be with us here, Jeff, the CEO, and Nkore, my brother at CDSC. You've been very supportive, and if it was not for you, we would not be here. We've had this thing fast-tracked, and we've reached this far. For me, it's just to say that we've been partners with Hisa from the beginning, and they've come from very primary level, and they have reached this far to make it possible for people to trade in foreign stocks at the US. And one of the best things is that I was looking at today's price of a company like Microsoft. It's trading about 30,000 Kenya shillings for one share. Meaning, if you follow the Kenyan rules where you need 100 shares, you would need 3 million shillings. But one advantage of the US stocks, you can still buy one share. But still, you see, 30,000 is a lot of money for Kenyans. So Hisa has come here to break that down to smaller bits so that you can still say, I own Amazon stock without us knowing how much of it you hold. So this is the work of fractional shares. And that's the same thing that will be done to the Kenyan stocks. The Kenyan stocks, like for instance, a share that sells 200 shillings, which means you need 20,000 shillings, will be broken into fractional stocks so that you're able to get the same share at smaller amounts. We used to do that through what we call splitting of shares. We find the share is very expensive. We recommend to the company to break that down so that it becomes affordable to the mwananchi. So this is or the space or the vacuum that Hisa has identified and would like to fill up. In addition to that, there is work behind the scene of selling fractional bonds so that at least the minimum you can buy of a bond is 50,000. 50,000 is still quite substantial to most Kenyans. So that will be broken into fractional bonds that you can buy a bond for about 1,000 bob. But as soon as that is ready for the market, we'll let everyone know, and then we can start investing there. So as I finish, just to say that we want to recommend to the Kenyans to make sure we start supporting the upcoming small businesses so that at least we can grow them like the way we are trying to grow Hisa and gets to maturity. It's not yet mature, but it's on its way there. So for the Kenyans, businessmen out there, people who can help, let us support these upcoming small businesses so that we can see them grow, and then we will be happy that we played our part. With that, thank you very much for coming to witness this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Karina. We, of course, thank you for the support to Eric and his co-founding team, because for many small businesses, they would be unable to reach a place such as this without the support of bigger companies. So we recognize that and we thank you. I would like now to call Mr. Nkore Mwebesa, the CEO of the CDSC, to give us some remarks. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Terian. Just for future, I want to assure you that Jeff, myself, Bob, and Lucas have agreed the next time we're launching anything tech, we shall dress down. I'm sure we look completely ridiculous standing here in our red ties. Come with sweatshirts and chinos or even jeans. Promise you that. Representative from the Capital Markets Authority, the FAIDA team led by Bob, Lucas and Rina, the NSE team led by Jeff and Bithe. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So a lot has been said about today's launch, and I stand here again to congratulate both FAIDA Investment Bank and Hisa App for this launch. As the provider of the critical market infrastructure, which is the depository and the settlement functions at the NSE, we are very excited about this, mainly because we've been able to play a part in bringing especially the Kenyan stock side onto the app. Over the last 18 years, we just celebrated our 18th birthday on the 10th of November. So we're now of legal age. But in the last 18 years, the CDSC has very quietly gone about its work very efficiently in providing that infrastructure through various iterations. We've brought down trading or settlement to T+3, which is international standards. We digitized all securities. We have a new system which we launched in 2019. It's not so new anymore, but it came with all the bells and whistles, proper information security, data protection. We're now able to do everything where AML is concerned, and data privacy, GDPR. We are compliant with all those international standards. But I think the most important thing we've done is what Rina mentioned and kind of stole the thunder from my presentation. It's all right. Is the introduction of the APIs for the CDS, for that infrastructure. I think, to be honest, this came from the market. When COVID hit and the lockdowns took effect, a lot of our agents, especially the brokers, came to us and said, look, we need to find a new way to deal with our clients. We want to be able to open accounts remotely. We want to be able to have our clients trade from wherever they are. We don't want them to come to our offices anymore. That's when that started the effort by CDSC to actually introduce these APIs. And we actually dropped everything we were doing as far as the system enhancements was concerned and focused on delivering the APIs. It was a fairly costly venture, but we're starting to see that it's going to pay off. And we really congratulate FAIDA and Hisa for being probably the first partners to really bring this to the fore. We would like to be able to enhance the APIs as we go along, so we will take more feedback from the market. What else you require to do? I think we have about 16 nodes right now on the APIs, which cover the basics as far as interaction with the depository is concerned, but we're happy to move that to the next level. So what can I say? The successful integration of the Hisa app to the CDS APIs as an extension of FAIDA Investment Bank technology capabilities is a clear indication that we as a CDSC and other key market stakeholders are here to help with the transformation of this market and move us into the digital world. I'd like to join the rest of the stakeholders in celebrating this achievement. We want to thank you. And I think that's it from me. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, Nkorigamba, for your remarks. I'd like to now welcome a representative from the Capital Markets Authority, who will be giving his remarks on behalf of the CEO, Mr. Wycliffe Shamir. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes up. Karibu.
For someone to help me. I guess it's not for the gentleman. So thank you so much. My name is Dr. Peter Onyango. I'm representing the CEO of CMA. So if I was just doctor speaking alone, maybe I would have been the first one to speak, but I'm thankful that being considered an esteemed guest. And let me first by saying congratulations, Hisa and Faida Investment Bank. I remember this application coming to the CMA. In fact, I'm a member of the Sandbox Review Committee, and the application came to us. We looked at it again and again. Good idea. But we said, this one, in our opinion, it's ready. Just let's take it to the approvals department and get it approved quickly and let it go to market. So for me, I'm very happy to represent the chief on something that I had already seen before and I already liked before, and I said, this is a good product. In terms of my background, I'm mostly dealing with derivatives. And when I saw that you have shares, you have ETFs, then I said, okay, what about NSE derivatives? And I know Jeff is going to mention something about that. I hope so. So now let me read my CEO speech, and then we can move to something else. So NSE chairman, Faida Investment Bank chairman, chief executive officer, NSE, chief executive officer, CDSC, Hisa CEO, wearing a nice t-shirt, and I asked him, make sure I also need a t-shirt next time. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. As a government, you always say that. Good morning. I'm delighted to be here. This is the chief saying, not me. I'm delighted to be here today at this launch of the Hisa App local stocks investing platform in partnership with Faida Investment Bank. I wish to convey our congratulations to Hisa Technologies Limited on the launch of this platform that is anticipated to deepen the capital markets by improving the efficiency and convenience of trading securities. Technology has been a source of disruption across all the key economic sectors, with capital markets not getting left behind. In recent years, the pace of change has dramatically increased as a confluence of regulatory, capital access, and transaction settlement models getting a major facelift. In response, financial institutions and regulators have had to revise their approaches to interacting with their stakeholders by turning to technology as a way of improving the effectiveness of their processes while aiming at reducing costs. Ladies and gentlemen, cognizant of the potential that lies within technology, the Capital Markets Authority has over the years supported a number of innovations and fintech developments, including leveraging technology to drive the capital markets value chain as a key component of CMA's strategic plan, actively involving the CMA regulatory sandbox and having in place a framework, namely the CMA regulatory sandbox policy guidance notes, to operationalize our interaction with innovators in the capital markets, signing a cooperation agreement with the Australian Securities and Investment Commission aimed at promoting innovation and information sharing on emerging market trends and regulatory issues arising from the growth in innovation in our respective markets, becoming a member of the Global Financial Innovation Network, which is called GFIN, to access a more efficient way for innovative firms to interact with regulators, helping them navigate between countries as they look to scale new ideas, and using risk-based supervision system to ease a licensee's ability to report and assess its compliance with the regulatory requirements. Ladies and gentlemen, the regulatory sandbox has provided a tailored regulatory environment for conducting limited scale live tests of innovative products, solutions, and services, So this regulatory sandbox, Hisa did not go through it, but they're waiting for their next innovation and they can come. The sandbox framework aims to provide a framework to allow for testing innovative products and services with the potential to deepen the capital markets, enable tailored regulatory environment for limited scale live tests of innovative products and services, provide an evidence-based tool for fostering innovation whilst ensuring investor protection, stability, and integrity risk. Inform the review and adaptation of the legal and regulatory environment that may unintentionally inhibit innovations in the market. Turning now to our facilitation of the market to improve transaction execution, I wish to note that we have held one-on-one conversations with some of you to explore ways of improving stakeholder experience. To this end, our vision is in line with His Excellency Dr. the President, vision of having those at the bottom of the economic pyramid leverage technology to buy securities irrespective of their location. So basically, we are saying we are aligned. Issuers should also be able to utilize technology to substantially cut on the cost of raising capital while availing convenience and efficiency over the long run. I believe that Hisa Technologies and indeed other institutions that could offer similar platforms will be keenly looking at how this will be possible. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I wish to emphasize the authorities' unwavering commitment to strengthening surveillance and market oversight while building internal capacity for systems development and design to allow for continuous improvement of capital market operations in Kenya. I therefore urge all to play our respective roles in supporting the capital markets technology agenda, and we'll see our capital markets take its rightful position in catalyzing Kenya's economic growth. Once again, congratulations, Hisa Technologies, congratulations, Faida Investment Bank, for this initiative to make our markets more vibrant and attractive to both local and foreign investors. We are confident that initiatives such as these are key to unlocking the potential of our capital markets. Asanteni sana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Let us appreciate the CMA one more time. And at this point, I'd like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Odundo, the CEO of the NSE and also our host this morning, to give us his remarks. Let's appreciate him one more time.
Thank you very much, Terian, and always a pleasure to have you MC our functions. You become part of us now. Okay. Very well. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. I want to just recognize past Vice Chair Bob Karina, who's always been part of NSE functions, and he actually reminds you he's coming. So there's no excuse of missing the function. Dr. Onyango, for great remarks, and thank you for coming, ably representing your CEO, Kamba Mabesa, my good friend. And if you don't know, you can look on the wall. He's a predecessor here, built this market, and we are just building on his foundation. Luke Otieno, CEO of Faida Investment Bank. Eric, congratulations again. Well done. Rina, I didn't miss you. I said, let me deal with the Waze's question. Also being part of the market development and always being there. I think just as Nkore said, I hope this dress code doesn't give out our age. Some of us are actually not more than 40 yet. So, so you should see us on weekends. We look different. But just to mention that this, and let me just first of all say that all protocols observed. Just building on this discussion, because a lot has been said that I think Part of my speech is totally gone. It's just to say that one of the biggest challenges we face in this market is how to bring in the retail youth. When you look at the demography of the investment portfolio in the exchange, and just look at the age profile, I think we average at about 52 years. That's really the median of people who invest in this market, which is quite scary, because we should be basically winding down to golf courses and exiting, but we're still here. So I think we need to bring solutions that can bring that segment of the market. In fact, yesterday I was looking at, I think there's generational, how you call different generations, from baby boomers to millennials to Gen Z. I think there's now alpha. I don't know any alpha here. There's now alpha. How can we bring those people into this market? They're already very active in other markets, like FX trading. They're very active. But how then do we bring them into this market? And solutions such as this, and fractional trading and ability for them to access global markets, is what they're looking for. I once sat with a nephew of mine, and we were just having a chat, and he opened his phone and he showed me he's got shares in Amazon, in Microsoft. He has a small portfolio in NSE. He has FX, and all from his phone, right? And he's 21 years old, and he has some cryptos as well. And so I asked him, so how do you guys trade in this? He says it's the ability to open accounts easily, the affordability, the accessibility, and just the excitement of being able to actively trade. In fact, his advice to me is that I think my time is up. I need to grow trees. And I think this is what we're saying. Bringing this youth into this market is one thing that we're really keen on, of how we can bring it through. And so fractional trading is the direction we want to take. Bob spoke about how one stock in the US costs 30,000. We have stocks here that cost 2,000. We have stocks that cost 700. Now, that's not going to move the needle with that generation. I think there's need for us to break that down into smaller bits and pieces, and also provide a bit more momentum in terms of that. So I think you've taken the lead, and that's what we've been advocating for. Now, why is this important to the NSE? We have developed a pathway for digitization and digital trading. We have actually totally virtualized this market. So today, we don't even operate from here. I mean, and our startup day is done from the comfort of our homes. Okay, and this helped us during the COVID time. So the market is the infrastructure is very strong. It's actually operating on a number of different platforms. We've got clouds, we've got all these digital things. So the infrastructure is good. And even Corey spoke about what the abilities they've created on the depository side. The second thing that is important is that we have provided ability for platforms such as this to integrate into the exchange through our partners like FAIDA. So APIs are now available. So you're able to create more front-end solutions using that integration. We can ability to open trading accounts, ability to trade really at the comfort of your own device, etc. So that's another activation we've done. The other thing that we've done is provide products that really match innovation, things like day trading. And Peter spoke about that, which I don't know whether people appreciate that day trading thing. You're able to buy a stock. You see, like now, Everready at 0.75, and trade it at 0.8 or something like that, that, and then really trade volumes. And that's the momentum that we're talking about. Something like derivatives, which very few people are using. And we are seeing opportunities in that area. And so these are areas that we think are important for investors to know. The other thing is financial literacy. So using the NSE Digital Academy, again, you're able to get information on what these products are, so that nothing is new to you, and we're able to give you that to achieve. Now, over and above that, we would like to see more products being onboarded onto this. Things like ETFs, inbound ETFs, for instance, this global deposit receipts and global depository notes, and really a wide span of products that you can be able to unload onto this to provide that ability for investors to be able to trade. I'm happy to see that you think of government bonds. Remember, we did Emakiba, which was a form of fractional trading, purchasing of bonds, but I think you can, even the existing ones, especially the infrastructure bonds and all these opportunities, because we want to encourage that savings culture among our Kenyan youth. So I think you're in the right direction when it comes to where we are going. And I'm happy to note that it's one of us. So I'm proud to say NSC has produced its own success. So yeah, we're happy to note that, and well done. Also, just to say that at the NSC, we also focused on how we can really reposition ourselves. You've heard that we had the right signaling from the head of state, Dr. William Ruto. And what this does is that it has created a new interest in the market. We have renewed that interest. And by the way, he's living his commitment. I can tell you, in the last 1 month, Bithe and I have rarely spent time here, to the point that we mentioned to His Excellency that I think we need to give him a red jacket, and we now know what he wants on top of the red jacket. So I think we're on the right track as part as government commitment to the NSC is concerned. So please, let's support each other. Let's get this market up and running. Let's make it vibrant, and let's have more and more innovations coming in to help us build this market and make the NSC and really capital markets a great success. So kudos to Eric and your team. Keep going. I know you're very good at sustaining your ideas. I don't know whether you all know about Kenya Wall Street. Very live platform as well. So let's sustain that, and let's have more and more success. We'll be tracking the numbers because we want to see how this data is playing out. And Bob, I'm sure we'll see more and more momentum coming through. So mine is to congratulate all of you, and really let's take the lead to go ahead and make sure this becomes a great success. Asanteni sana. Hello.
Thank you very much, Jeff. You know, now that you said you're 40, I think I can also say I'm Generation Alpha. But thank you so much. Thank you for supporting innovation within the market, and for supporting the team at Hisa, and of course, FIDA Investment Bank. We are now coming to the end of our launch this morning. I would like now to call Eric Jackson, CTO and co-founder at Hisa, to give us his vote of thanks. And thereafter, I'd like to ask our guests, our chief guests who have been speaking, please stay with us so we can take some photographs before we release you. All right, let's give a warm round of applause to Eric.
Thanks, Terian, again. I think there's a problem in the program, because I don't think it's a good idea to have a Luya say a vote of thanks. I'll start sending greetings to everyone. Yeah, but thank you. I think much has been said, and a lot of everyone in the room, and everyone who supported us on the journey. We would like to really say thank you from the regulator, the CMA, the Nairobi Securities Exchange for the support, FIDA Investment Bank, Bob, Rina, Lucas. I think much of the work that goes behind the scenes over the past 3 years has been really hectic, but you've stood by us, you've guided us. You've made introductions, so that's been really important for us, given that we did not know many of the market players. We are very young, so thank you for the support. The CDSC for opening up the APIs to us. I think we are the first to publicly go live. We are looking to really bring on board the Gen Z and the Alphas. I think I was looking at the recent CDS report and the junior investor accounts. I think that's one area that's really not utilized enough, and we really want to also open that up so that if you have a niece, if you have a kid, you can open up an account for them on Hisa. Every birthday, you just put 1,000 in there and buy for them an ETF or a stock, and then they can be able to get that when they turn 18. So that's something that we are really looking forward to. The team at Hisa, thanks guys for the support, for being here. Our partners, our investors, thank you for making the time to be here this morning. And I think maybe just to highlight one key area that has been already mentioned severally on the fractionalization. I think that's one key component that we want to do, making it very easier for people to access micro investments. That's our whole goal. So US stocks, ETFs is good. So now Kenyan stocks is coming up, hopefully in the next 2 or so months. Then we can look at the other stuff like bonds. I know you're very keen on derivatives. That's definitely also on our pipeline. We've had conversations on enabling day trading. We'll definitely look at the bonga points as well. So ideally, we want Hisa to be the platform you use for all of your investments. You consolidate them in one place, and we literally give you the freedom to access borderless investments, both locally and even if you are, let's say, for instance, a Kenyan in diaspora that wants to invest back home. So thank you very much again for coming. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good day. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you so much, Eric. I'd like to call up on stage Korigamba, Jeff, Mr. Karina, Dr. Onyango, Rina as well. Please come up. Please come up as well, so that we can take some photographs and also mark the official launch of the Hisa app. Could we get some help to take this stage down? Be there, please join us on stage. All right. I know the stage is a little small, but we will try to see how. We will put some seats, but I just want us to do a little countdown and mark the official opening of the Hisa app. And once we do that, we'll get some chairs right up front. Oh, sorry. All right, we'll do the countdown from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that marks the official launch of the Hisa app. Congratulations to the team at Hisa and the Kenyan Wall Street. All right, we can get some seats. If we can get some seats, maybe one of the gentlemen can help us. Yeah, four. Yeah. Oh, would they fit? Yeah, it's true. All right. No, the young men will stand. the young men will stand. Yeah. It,